love everything about his game, love everything about him. The way he plays the game reminds me of the way I play the game. We're just triple threats. We rebound, we pass, which is the #1 thing on our mind, trying to keep our teammates engaged and keep our teammates feeling good out on the floor, keeping our teammates in rhythm. And we'll put 40 on you too if you disrespect us.
Luka can literally sit out a whole quarter and it can be caught. And come back. Yeah, got you, dog. Tag, you in.
In the West.
Joe,
in the West.
Go ahead, monster.
In the West.
Shit. Boy, shit.
And here, I didn't think that was going to be this kid. I didn't think it was going to be this kid. When he walked in the first time here in this practice facility, you know, he looked at he's a big boy, but I'm like, I'm not sure this is going to work. Is he quick enough? Is he athletic enough to go by guys like he is in Europe? And so there were plenty of doubts there from everybody on the team. And you know how you meet already before training camp starts. You know, you meet a month before and you hoop every day and you work out together. And so guys are trying to test him a little bit and, you know, foul him a little bit here and there in their scrimmages. And
what's homeboy name, man?
From Dallas?
For Dallas.
Luka.
What?
Yeah.
Something is wrong with him.
I love Luka so much, I'm going to show you the text.
Yeah, but it's a lot of pressure on him, because if he don't play well, if he don't do that, Mavericks go nowhere.
I only seen a few highlights from him, and I was like, oh, he looks big as a guard. I don't know if he can keep up with athleticism. He doesn't look fastest. He drove by these guys easy in the EuroLeague, but I'm like, the defenders here are sort of different. So
I got to say, I'm very disappointed in Luka. He's not playing with any energy, going through the motion, not getting back on defense. He's not competing. And Coach Van Gundy is one of the people who called it out. I'm very disappointed. I'm a big Luka Doncic fan, but he's not competing out there at all tonight. He came out lackadaisical, just jacking up threes. And his energy level, his energy and activity level is at the bottom. So just disappointed watching him play, because when you're the best player, and Coach Van Gundy said it, you have to always bring your energy, because the other guys feed off of your energy. And his energy is so low. Like I said, 2 times he didn't even run back on defense.
But I look at guys in this era now, and you say, okay, you look at Bird and says, man, I could have stopped him because he's slow. It's sort of like Luka now.
Yes.
You watch Luka. Luka is so freaking slow, and you're like, why can't they stop that?
Right.
I'm like, but when you crafty and you know how to play, that's all you need.
Luka Doncic has captured widespread attention since entering the NBA. His extraordinary skills, commanding presence on the court, and knack for challenging defenses distinguish him in the league. Despite his young age, he's already spent nearly a decade as a professional, drawing varied opinions, both positive and negative. However, earning accolades from NBA legends and players isn't an everyday feat. It's a notable honor. Let's explore the perspectives of some NBA legends and players on Luka and his exceptional game. The NBA GOAT doesn't often talk to the media, let alone talk about other basketball players. LeBron fans might be surprised by this introduction, but we are talking about Michael Jordan right now. Michael rarely speaks in the public nowadays, but when he does, he gives us really interesting takes. The last time MJ talked about Luka was actually when Luka signed his deal with the Jordan brand. Following the deal, Jordan commented on how impressive Luka has been. Luka is a phenomenal player, and at such a young age, he's demonstrating skills that take many guys years to develop. It will be incredible to watch him continue to advance in the league. That's pretty much all you can get out of Michael Jordan nowadays, but still, it is the praise that he is giving to Luka that matters. In an interview with Eurohoops, Basketball Hall of Famer Dirk Nowitzki spoke about his unique experience playing alongside Luka Doncic during the 2018-19 season. Their on-court partnership sparked a special bond that extended beyond basketball, leading to shared moments between the two off the court. We've developed a great relationship, of course. It's a little sad that I only got to play with him for 1 year. He's such a special talent. So good at reading the floor, an unbelievable all-around game. I would say he's better than me now than I've ever been in my prime. That's how good he is at 23 already. It's been a pleasure to be around him. He's a good kid. He wants to do well. So that's been fun, and we've had a good relationship, and we stay in touch. I'm always there for him if he needs something or has a question. If he's going through something, obviously, I'll try to help him out. In an interview with TMZ Sports, Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen was questioned about likening Luka Doncic to his former teammate Michael Jordan. Pippen responded in a playful manner, quipping, "Does Luka got 6 titles?" This witty remark hints at Doncic having a long road ahead to reach the level of success achieved by Michael Jordan. In an interview on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, Mark Cuban shared the story behind acquiring Luka Doncic. "We tried, and it was like 15 minutes to go before our pick, and I called the owner at Atlanta," Cuban said. "I'm like, you're not picking Luka, and you know the guy you want, so let's just do this deal, because he'll be there for you." Mark also revealed the moment he realized Doncic would shine on his team and in the NBA. "When a kid's 13 and he goes to play in Europe against grown men, you hear about it, and then you kind of question it. Okay, it's Europe. You don't really know," Cuban said. Then the scouts were saying, "Look, there's a 16-year-old kid playing against the Thunder and he's fearless." So then we started really paying attention, and it was interesting because our scouts really liked him, and our analytics guys loved him. "This is the only superstar in the draft," Mark added. Luka's captivating presence on the court doesn't escape anyone's notice. It's no shocker that NBA champion Kevin Garnett, known for his deep appreciation of basketball, is deeply impressed. The Boston Celtics icon recently bestowed high praise upon the 24-year-old Slovenian guard, dubbing him as his top pick to win the MVP race. Garnett emphasized that Doncic has comprehended the league's intricacies, adding weight to his endorsement. "I love Luka's pace. I love Luka's maturity. You see his maturity, you see how he's been playing with older men or older people in his life. You see it." KG continued his praise. "He's not afraid of anything in the league. He goes at some of the best defenders the same way and makes them look like they're not that great of defenders. He has a pace, you can't speed him up, and he's figured out the league." Robert Horry, though an unexpected Hall of Fame candidate, etched his legacy in the NBA with 7 championships and a rare feat of 100 steals, blocks, and threes in a single season. His judgment in recognizing talent is unquestionable. On the Byron Scott podcast, Horry shared his insights on the standout player of the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic. "You looked at Bird and said, man, I could have stopped him because he's slow. Someone like Luka now, if you watch Luka, he is so freaking slow and you're like, why can't they stop that? When you're crafty and you know how to play, that's all you need." Dominique Wilkins, an esteemed Hall of Famer and Atlanta Hawks icon, is strongly against likening players to Boston Celtics legend Larry Bird. This sentiment extends to his view on comparisons involving Luka. "I hate it when people compare people to Larry," Wilkins said on the Knuckleheads podcast. "He was a phenomenon. I ain't see anyone like him that's not super athletic, but he beat you in so many ways." LeBron James remains a vocal supporter of Doncic's talent in the league. Every time the Lakers meet the Mavericks, James consistently showers Doncic with praise, emphasizing that the sky's the limit for the young star. He reiterated this sentiment on a Wednesday night game when questioned about Doncic's career trajectory. "Wherever he wants to. It's up to him. Obviously, we know what he's capable of doing on the floor, that's without question. So it's up to him." 13 minutes before the Suns and Mavericks tipped off their Game 7 of the NBA playoffs Sunday night, Dallas star Luka Doncic stood on the court and donned a headset for an interview with Turner's Inside the NBA. It was a harmless video that took 60 seconds to make, but Hall of Famers and Inside the NBA colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, ripped the idea of a player, especially of Luka's caliber, having an interview before a game of such importance. "There's no way in the world I would have done an interview before this game. Ain't no way. I love that kid, but there ain't no way I'm doing an interview before the game. I don't care if it's my mother, my father, or anybody out there." "Yeah, I was just gonna say that I agree," O'Neal chimed in, while imagining a scenario where the Mavericks lose, and Doncic blames it on lack of concentration after talking to the guys on TNT. Despite all their worries and criticism, Luka proved both Shaq and Chuck wrong by having a game-high 35 points, which was more than enough to lead the Mavericks over the Suns. However, Charles Barkley has shown his impressions about Luka before. He really enjoys Luka's game and thinks highly of him, hence why he was so harsh when Luka did the interview before Game 7. Luka is a special talent. He's a tough kid. The stuff he's doing right now at a young age is incredible. I don't think there is a ceiling for him. Barkley, of course, had some constructive criticism for Luka as well. He's got to learn to play off the ball a little bit more. I think one reason you saw this Dallas team get to the next level is because when Luka got hurt, other guys had to be more aggressive. In the offseason, Dallas extended Irving's contract for 3 years, ensuring his partnership with Doncic continues. However, NBA legend Charles Barkley expressed skepticism about the Doncic-Irving duo's championship prospects during an appearance on the Bill Simmons podcast. I don't think the Luka-Kyrie thing works together. They don't complement each other. Now they're married to each other, and I just don't see that thing working in Dallas. As soon as he came into the league, Luka began to receive many comparisons to the legendary Larry Bird. Some people believed that he could achieve that level of greatness, while others didn't. Some of the guys around the NBA world have said that he is like a combination of multiple players' skill sets. However, there is a Boston Celtics great who Luka Doncic's game actually reminds him of his own. That player is Kevin Garnett's Celtics teammate and 2008 Finals MVP, Paul Pierce. While watching some highlights from a game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Portland Trail Blazers, Paul Pierce was very impressed by a Luka Doncic spin move and finish at the basket. He got a lot of me in him. This made Richard Jefferson smile, but the truth had his reasons for this. His moves look slow and lethargic, but he always gets there. I mean, I am not talking about his skills passing the basketball, but when it comes to scoring abilities, me and him, we got a lot of things in common. You are not supposed to be athletic, but you get to the rim. You are not supposed to be quick, but you always get your shot off. A few moments later, when a clip of Luka Doncic airballing a short jumper came along, the truth added, "A lot of him reminds me of my game, but yeah, I would not have airballed it from that short." There may be some truth in Pierce's comments, as both his and Luka's game are extremely smooth, controlled, and never in a rush. They both aren't known for their athleticism, but they are more than capable at getting their shots off at the rim. They are both dangerous with the outside shot as well. If you put a smaller defender on either one, they would post him up. If you try a bigger body, they have just enough athleticism, which combined with their finesse and control is more than enough to blow past the bigger man. This is a really interesting comparison when you think about it. Steve Nash, an ex-Maverick and a key figure alongside Dirk Nowitzki, sees Luka's style as a fusion of Dirk's and a point guard's approach. Given Nash's deep ties to the Mavericks and his intimate understanding of Dirk's game, his perspective on Luka's play holds significant weight. Nash, a revered point guard for the Mavericks alongside Jason Kidd, shared his insights on the matter, using it as a chance to praise Luka Doncic. Lots of great point guards and lots of exciting teams. It's, I think, fitting that the Mavs got a combination of Dirk and a point guard to lead this team forward. Luka can do it all 3 levels. Can get to his spot, can make his shots, can make others better, can be bigger, can be more agile, can be quicker than certain matchups. So you add it all up, and it's an incredible mix and a lot of talent. One of the league's most likable players is definitely the gentle giant, Boban Marjanovic. Him and Luka played together for the Mavs for 3 seasons, and he is one of Luka's favorite teammates ever. After a clash between the Mavs and the Rockets in November 2022, a reporter asked Marjanovic if he thought Luka had gotten even better than in the 2021-22 season. Luka's always great, always the best. He is doing things that nobody else can do. What he is doing, I don't know another person that can do that. I don't say this because he is my friend. He is a really good friend to me, but, it's true. I support him with all my heart. That's my guy right there. Bobby is truly a special guy. Nikola Jokic, often referred to as the Joker, and Luka share a unique trait on the court. Both seem to perceive the game at a different pace. Despite their exceptional court vision and scoring prowess, they possess a distinct style due to their perceived lack of athleticism, which sets them apart in the NBA. Off the court, we are doing a pretty good job, but we are going to see on the court. I don't know how we're going to do it, because he is not athletic, I am not athletic, so I don't know how we are going to match. Nikola said this about teaming up with Luka for the 2022 All-Star Game. Luka hasn't kept much of a secret about wanting to team up with the Joker, and says that he knows he does as well. One of the league's best talents coming from the Balkan. One of the biggest NBA memes is definitely Luka Doncic, laughing in Devin's face while humiliating him in Game 7 of the 2022 Western Conference semifinals. In Game 5 of that series, Devin talked some massive trash to Luka. When asked about Luka and how the Suns plan on guarding him, Devin and Chris Paul laughed it off as if they were asked about a role player. It was clear that Devin lacked respect for Luka and his game. Luka wasn't really touched by this, as he just said that it's easy to act tough when you are up. In the last 2 games of the series, Luka did some of the biggest damage in recent playoff history, beating the Suns team in humiliating fashion, knocking them out of the playoffs. After Game 7, Devin apologized to Luka for the trash talking he did and wished him good luck for the remainder of the playoffs. One thing's for sure, it is better to give props to Luka than to trash talk him. Miami Heat's Nikola Jovic is one of the rising talents in the league right now. Being from Serbia, his game is based around the same ex-Yugoslavia style of play as Luka's game. In his draft day interview, Nikola gave credit to Luka as one of the players he modeled his game after. "I watch a little bit of everyone, whether it is Luka in the pick and roll, the Joker in the low post, or Jimmy Butler's defense. Something from everyone. We'll be watching how this young big man's game develops in the future, but he sure is on a good path so far." Bogdan Bogdanovic, hailing from the same region as Luka, forged his own path to the NBA, shining in the EuroLeague for several seasons before joining the Sacramento Kings in 2017. Both Luka and Bogdanovic, as leaders of their respective national teams, have encountered each other in FIBA competitions, sparking a unique rivalry between them. When questioned about Luka, Bogdanovic briefly shared his thoughts with reporters. "I like the way he played. As you can see, European basketball is on a way different level right now. I think the European players are adjusting quickly and faster than players before. Now, you're able to see those things, see the rules, and see everything. If you're smart, you just catch up quickly, and he is definitely smart." Somebody that is always going to have Luka in his head is definitely DeAndre Ayton. The big man was taken with the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, and although the conversation is always going to be about Trae Young and Luka, Ayton is often underestimated and somewhat underrated due to being taken first instead of Luka. Nevertheless, DeAndre has steadily grown into one of the league's best centers and is not one to be jealous or mad at Luka, unlike some of his teammates. In his rookie season, while Luka was leading the race for the Rookie of the Year award, DeAndre gave his props to Luka. "I watch his games all the time, he's a beast. When I first saw him, I was like, oh, what the heck, there's no way that he is a rookie. This is what I say sometimes when I watch him play. He's been there before. He's been in situations like these." Off the court, the 2 youngsters share the same agency, Bill Duffy's BDA Sport, and it is through that agency that the 2 developed a friendship between each other. A great thing to see in today's day and age. Another European big man, who was also a teammate of Luka, is Kristaps. Their time together wasn't as successful as we hoped it would be, as there were rumors about the 2 young stars having a difficult relationship between each other. Luka and Kristaps have both denied these claims and say that it is nothing but respect between them. Kristaps shared a couple of praising words for Luka. "He's just a natural-born talent. He was born for this. To see the things that he's capable of doing on a basketball court is just insane, and it's not something he thinks about. He just plays instinctively, and it comes natural to him. So it's really cool to play with a high-level basketball player like him. If both players stay healthy, they should be playing in the league for a long time. And as fans, let's just hope they give us more memories as rivals than they did as teammates." Following his game-winning three-pointer against the Grizzlies in April 2021, Luka's brilliance was recognized by none other than the illustrious LeBron James. In awe of Luka's prowess, LeBron remarked, "The shot Luka made was nothing short of remarkable. That's the mark of a player who thrives under pressure, turning a challenging situation into an opportunity to shine." As we witness these interactions, it's unmistakably clear that Luka Doncic's impact stretches beyond the score sheet. His performance serves as a catalyst for the continuous evolution of the game, with legends like LeBron James not only acknowledging his greatness, but also finding inspiration in it. The future of the league is undeniably bright, upheld by these pillars of excellence. Luka Doncic has captivated the NBA community with his stellar performances, earning widespread admiration. His on-court wizardry consistently leaves fans, media, and fellow players in awe after every game. Despite numerous attempts to describe Luka's brilliance, it's witnessing his game firsthand that truly showcases his genius. When Luka's name came up in a conversation on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, Allen Iverson's reaction, exclaiming, "That boy is crazy," resonated deeply. Iverson's expression of awe speaks volumes about Luka's impact, highlighting his status as a rare and exceptional talent that emerges only once in a generation.